Attention gamers, picture this. You're in the absolute bronze bloodbath of your life trying to keep this ponytailed airbender from letting his inner Yasuo main come out. Your support requests that the involved parties go surfing, but a totally balanced ability dries that beach right up. Your coworkers get sunburnt badly as you sit in the back so that the tin twat doesn't take you into his closet for 7 minutes of heaven, because we all know how that will end. But that's not the case, and you celebrate by desk popping 30 bullets at the ghost of Leona's past before getting your ducks in a row. You hang on the outskirts of this lost cause until some rogue pirate dashes in handing you gold as a tantrum tomato gives you the distance you need to plan out your next psych out bash the brain combo. Your duo is getting you hype in comms.
Let's go, baby! Right here, you and me! I got you Gucci too!
As the blood pumps straight into your ballsack and you finish off the play of your life that many others would consider average at best, and all you want to do is share the recording with your boys only to see that you weren't capturing it.
Bruh.
You hop into the replay system to grab it only to be reminded that Riot is an indie company and have a few bugs that live rent-free in that piss pit of a client, but without play this problem is a thing of the past. This software, which costs as much as a hug from this dude, takes care of automatically recording your games. Simply tell it what types of clips you want it to nab or the whole match, then load into the game where it tells you that it's got your back, and then you just play your game without worrying about storage or OBS being a POS. After the game you can super quickly find that dank play, throw that bad boy into the built-in editor and share it up to your socials immediately. And that's why even before Outplay was paying me to say nice things about them, I was still using it myself, so use my link in the description and start doing likewise today. Okay, now for today's topic. Raf says almost 2 minutes into a video, with the new durability patches out, fights will last longer, and if you look at any actually skilled player on Ezreal you see that they take advantage of both his passive and his runes being designed to make him strong in long continuous fights, which made me think that Riftmaker will synergize with this like the J on a killer PB Sammy, and thus building it will grant good Ezreals a permanent 9% true damage buff in fights where everyone will now be tankier. Maybe throw a demonic embrace late to double down on this ridiculous theory, and that's what you will see me testing in today's video, so please take an amber turd on my subscribe button and let's get into the games. Game 1 here was the deal. They had Silco's Slut in the support role and caffeinated Billie Eilish on AD, so it was truly an old school versus new school type of hip hop off in the bot lane, and this chick's body language was a dead giveaway that we'd be getting ganked, so I kicked her ass, then told this yellow slacker we could have used him, but then I came to the peaceful realization as an armored gladiator shoved his spear up my glitter girl's shitter that I too was dead AF, so I figured I would add being able to say worth from the grave to my bucket list, which I crossed off before making sure whoever was to get my inheritance wouldn't be seeing a flash in there. Then, like any kid who's put icy hot on his dick, I learned from my mistakes and parted ways with my wards so that I could stack my passive up to 5, then put a ring around Miss Rosie before porting my bleached gooch pubes into that bush to pop it. I request that Wanda turn the girl in the oversized coat into a malnourished kitten, and then I play eeny meeny miny mo with the little jizz spritzers coming out of my finger until both of these season 12 shitters are back in bed. And my homegirl Beyonce once said, if you like it then you shoulda put a ring on it, and I like killing this brainwashing witch tits, so I was putting rings all over her before Jack Sparrow throws some laxatives in the sky and we alley-oop that assist from the top lane. Then as I'm exchanging colorful words with Pikachu I have a moment of dementia when the sky starts shitting enemy-induced flaming hot boulders, so I should probably inform you that this was on the PBE, which means there's no limits on how many teams can show their support for Johnny Depp in one game. We notice that the wench ho in the trench coat is all alone, which turns the game plan into neglecting all Gryffindor babies until we're done playing. Chase thoughts and prayers for my summoner spells. It truly wasn't their time, but speaking of time, ours was running out if we wanted to get to the dragon pit in time for Lulu to outsmite their jungler, which was clearly embarrassing for him, so I said let's not try to make him feel small, but my support was apparently a ruthless dickhead, so she swells me up twice his size and we put the ketamine ODing sad glad out of his misery. I guess we were being too loud because both mid laners came down, so I responded to the noise complaint the same way I did in college, by chasing the person out and whipping magical cum rags out of my fingertips at them until they left. Speaking of sperm, the next play I was showing exactly why I am known to be the master of baiting, as I let that bullet wasting biatch think she is me only to have pixie sticks shoved up my shithole at the last moment. Cue the friendly fireworks as the prey became the predator, with every bursty boy landing like Captain Sully was driving it until I get my kill, get hit by a wave of fatigue and cut the scene before you see me pull off the unthinkable 1v3. At this point I think it's safe to assume that their Zeri was 15-minute waiting room status watching Belle Delphine rub abused octopus tentacles on her flat tits until she could just go next, leaving just this glass cannon and her floating shellfish pet alone to fend off two hard-stuck silver players attempting the simplest of tower dives, which I would say went about a 6 out of 10 compared to my usual gameplay. But the thing about me is that when my back is up against the wall I can just turn around, order a 700-pound spectral banana and kill a bitch before they even know what hit them. We were really starting to abuse the fact that the enemy bot laners were seemingly sharing one set of keyboard and mouse, and all I had to do was not breathe in the traitorous tear gas and I would be set to Amazon Prime a spectral sex baton and get a 2-for-1 special on homicides. But here's the thing, I was a bit afraid of League players having weaker mentals than a hungry sleep-deprived golden retriever puppy and forfeiting before I could get my rift maker, so I may or may not have done a bit of trolling which may or may not have costed me my life, which did make my GP think I was moronically brave, and this may or may not have been the single shutdown that triggered what 20 minutes later became a legitimately immortal unkillable pantheon as we got our dicks unapologetically kicked in for the rest of the game. And even though my theory build did net me 4k more damage on the wiener graphs and every bone in my body wanted to point out that our Viego is the reason companies have to put directions on shampoo bottles, I think we all know that this was my team held me back and I'm a challenger in a gold player's body, so cue round 2 where I wouldn't be giving charity kills under any circumstances. This one I had my banging internet GF cuffing my balls, so I was rocking my blood red sex stained tuxedo skin and we were against a windshitter, so perfect opportunity for me to get the pheromones flying with some flawless gameplay which actually looked more like me getting cucked, fucked and fleeing while leaving my lady to deal with my problems, but we just had to extend the fight for me to get my passive and my runes stacked up like pancakes, then wait for that rusty submarine to get abandoned like the tilted Titanic he is, as I claim a perfectly executed first blood. Then we're getting more pushed up than a set of fat titties in a bra, which presents an opportunity for me to waft a cigar in the air baiting our jungler to come down, and I would typically want to slap the ADC first, but theirs is a Yasuo and slapping shit splatters, so we take down Tin Tommy first and enjoy the spectacle of a brain-dead airbender thinking he will be able to just douche dash around in danger and pull off some synapse worthy play, only for his gameplay to look like something I drew with my left hand instead. The wave is in a spot that would indicate that I was freezing, but we all know I don't know what the fuck that means as the clouds take a leak on us, which gives Tweedledee and Tweedledumbass the confidence to fight, but that wild windshitter startles easily because the second we try to look him in the eyes he just whips some wind our way and pieces out, which means the anchor astronaut gonna be angry once again because Yasuo decided it wouldn't be a good 2v2 because he actually wanted to 1v2, and I'm wondering if anyone has informed his ass that his head has moved in as I flash predict a tornado that doesn't actually come out, making me look like a board certified inbred donkey, but at least I'm not a Yasuo main, am I right boys? Anyways, it looks like the enemy team has scheduled a COVID super spreader party mid, and I believe the Laura states that Ezreal is double vaxxed, which I believe means I can run in there with my dick hanging out, lick everyone in the area except for that blood sucking grandpa whatever he has I don't want, so I make like a horse dick and hit the road. My teammates are all about as useful as a flaccid dildo, but I'm on Ezreal and I don't need a map to know that there's a large metal moron jerking off his one-shot micro dick in the weeds, so I toss a Q up in the air and then shift shitter into alley-oop it for the kill before asking this demon priest to get the piss out of my sight as well. Then you'd think we were playing Twister and this Nautilus just got left foot on missed position, right foot on dogshit accuracy, while our Lux actually came to the office today to get work done and I was busy blowing my entire load into a curtain of carbon. Yasuo had the audacity to think he won't get butt plugged, but I'm on my 2-item bullshit, the mandatory no mythic Ezreal start that Riot doesn't seem to think is weird, as the angry amputee is looking at me slobbering like some pervy creep, but I'm not about to get my ass cheeks grabbed by his bloody Godzilla hand, so I murder him. At this point I have Rift Maker and Mamas ready to pop some babies in the oven, as you see the sexual chemistry between me and Luxana popping our cum shots at the same time, which lines these man children up like tequila shots and trophies for us to patiently collect, and things are looking good. We are in possession of the Scuttle Crab in desperate need of an EpiPen, and they are in possession of the Windshitter, which are both positives when you want to win a league game. Everyone on their team seems to be sucking from the tit of a dude except for this Aurelia, who never under any circumstances is to be considered a strong champ or overpowered in any way, shape or form, to the point where my alts are so disgusted they don't even want to be in her presence. Their Yasuo remains to be a spectacle and a valid representation of his species, and if I'm being completely transparent, I wasn't even bothering with that bladed Betty with so many dashes you'd think she was on her 12th marriage and kept her surname each time, as I just wanted to lure the weak and stupid as shit ones away from the pack before killing them. Anyways, I'm not sure what was more obnoxious to deal with at this point, the negative IQ shit coming out of Zed's greasy fingers or the fact that Death's Dance is still in this game. So at the end of the day we got our shit kicked in by one player, and while I'm convinced this build is gonna be busty nuts broken on Ezreal, I just wasn't good enough to prove it. So can a good player actually try this and let me know if I'm onto something here? Rav out.